Hey everybody, it's Amy Astro here, and guess what we're gonna do today? We're gonna build something awesome with six 10-inch pneumatic wheels. You wanna see what we're gonna do? Well, stay tuned. Alright guys, so first off let me tell you that this whole unit arrived in 2 boxes. Medium-sized boxes, a little bit heavy, and they were packed extremely well. Everything was plastic sleeved, wrapped in paper. You don't have to worry about this. It's going to arrive at your house perfectly, and you know, for me it came from California, landed all the way in Georgia, so it was a coast-to-coast trip, and it's just flawless. Now, these are all made in America, which is great. I always love supporting the American economy whenever I possibly can. And it's powder coated black, so I should not have to worry about any rusting or anything like that. Any scratches, well, that's going to be my fault, but that's just the normal thing. And if you use it, it's going to get scratches. It's just the way it is. And I always question somebody that has perfect shiny gear, because then you know they're not out there using it. Alright, so let's start with this main runner. This is going to be the center of our tripod base. Now they sent 3 legs here, and you see our tripod is going to rest in this hole, okay? And on the underside we have various holes for different things, but these are the 3 holes we're going to worry about for right now. And the basic idea here is it will slide into here just like that. You choose the 2 holes that work for your telescope. Now I was out there playing around with mine for a bit, and it looked like, since I'm using a Skywatcher EQ6R and I'm not going to raise it up at all, I'm going to use this smaller gauge here, okay? And what was nice is everything arrived in a nice labeled package, so I knew exactly where this nut and washer went. Now me holding this up very long is not going to work because this piece alone is very heavy. But you see, I've got the holes. I'm just going to put these in, and we're going to repeat this 3 times. And for these top bolts, you use the 1/2-inch wrench. Washer and nut. Alright, so now that we've got this part done, we are going to flip it over and work on the bottom side. So I've already decided that this front section here is going to be my front wheel, and these are going to be my back wheels, okay? Alright, so first off, I have this nice bracket that they supplied with it. This is an add-on, and it comes with 2 ratchet straps, and the ratchet straps hook to these and go up around the mount and secure it so it doesn't topple over as I'm 4-wheeling across the yard. And this has 4 holes, and it will go down like this. Now I don't want to go and already put in all 4 bolts, as I found out, because I need to pre-plan for the wheels and how they're going to go on. Now I'm going to have this so when it's upside right, that the wheels are going to be shaped in this downward position here, and they're going to come off to the side, and they're going to come off looking like this. But now that I have this upside down, I need to flip it. And let's rotate it here, alright? Because I want the wheels to come out on this side. Now, what I need is to use only 2 of these. And I've got to figure out the angle. See, I don't want my wheels to go off this way. I'd rather them go off parallel. So let's find the 2 holes that will work for that. Okay, so that won't work. That won't work. So let's try up here. That works. And see, now my wheels are going to be facing out, and they're going to be parallel with the front bar. So it's going to be at an angle. Okay, so now I know I want to use these 2 screws on this base plate. So let's go ahead and put those in first. All right, now let's put this on. So it will have the wheels parallel to the base. And these screws kind of get in the way just a little bit. So you're going to have to work it in. And I'm probably going to have to loosen one of these just a little bit to get the bolt sides to line up. There we go. That's nice and secure. Let's hold this up for you to see. All right, so there are my 4 bolts. 2 of them are for the straps and 2 of them are for the wheels. And when I flip this back over, you can see that my wheels are going to come out parallel with the front piece, and see how it's arched down. So now I'm going to repeat this on the other side. And let's go ahead and attach a wheel. All right, you've got, goes on the inside, the air on the outside, and they're just going to slide on just like this. And there is a hole in the top, and they supplied you with all these little cotter pins. These are real easy to install. You just push them down, rotate them sideways. There, and it locks in. If you left it facing forward when you rotated the wheel, it would hit the air valve, and we don't want that. Plus, it makes an awful clicking sound. But see, now we've got this 1 wheel installed. All right, 5 more to go. Let's go ahead and grab the other one. Drop it on there. Flat side goes to the back, and then just rotate it 90 degrees. And there we go. 2 wheels starting to take shape. All right, now I'm going to do this to the other side. All right, so now that we've got this great side view for you to see everything going on here, we're going to attach the leveling pin in here. And what it is one of these nice all threads with the knob that's nicely logoed and everything. And it's going to thread down in here and ultimately bury down into the ground and help you stabilize this so the wheels aren't rotating, and it keeps it nice and level. Okay? The first thing we want to do is add a wing nut. And this is like the not so fun part. I never thought putting a wing nut on was just going to be such a pain in the butt. But you know what? I splurged and paid extra and got this tool that goes in my drill. I'm going to attach this like this. I'm going to hold the wing nut and watch this. Color me lazy, guys. And it is going to go fairly high up. All right. So the next thing is to add a washer. And we are going to thread this down here. And again, I'm going to use my drill to make this happen much faster. All right. Handy. It's worth paying for, guys, okay? You're going to appreciate that later. Now we're going to add a nut to the bottom. I'm going to thread it probably 1.5 inches up. Add a very large washer. Hold it on there. Add another nut. Okay? And then they came with this nice little rubber stop thing. Now, if you're setting up on pavement, you'll want to keep this on. But if you're setting up in the dirt, you're going to want to drill this into your grass. So adjust this nut and washer set to whatever's appropriate for your particular yard. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and put this end cap on. And you can see how it goes down And when I want to lock it in place at the appropriate height, I just take the wing nut and move it all the way down. I will lower this down to the ground, just like so. And I will take this wing nut and tighten it so this is stable. Okay, now we are counting on the ground to help stabilize things, and you can actually lift the wheels up off the ground if you so choose. We'll see how stable that is in a little bit when we attempt that. But that is one side. You've got the all-thread bar, a wing nut, a washer, the wheelbase, and then you've got another nut, a large washer, a nut, and then the plastic base, okay? Just remember that order, because the pictures are not all real clear. Their instructions were fantastic. Nice color pictures and all that, but there were a couple spots where it was a little bit difficult for me to see the order of how these needed to go. So now I'm going to repeat this on the other side, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, let me give you another one of those little dang it moments, because I've done this twice already and I keep doing the same mistake over and over. And why? Well, sometimes when you're installing things upside down, it's hard to think in the other direction. But let me point out to you what I just did wrong, and I'm going to go back and fix it real quick. You see how I have this as a U arched down? These wheels and everything need to be lowered to the ground. It's actually supposed to be a U shaped up. Because what I found out is when I put on the front wheel correctly, that the back wheels were higher than the front wheel, so it was like a low rider out there, and we don't want that. So let me do a quick rewind and put this in correctly, okay? Hang tight. All right, time to disassemble. Oh, it's rough when you screw up, but you know what? We all do this, and I might as well just show you that we don't all get it right the first time. All right, let's flip this over. Make sure everything is parallel still. All right, that looks good. I'm being lazy by not taking the wheels off again. One side fixed. Alright, so let's go ahead and assemble the other side. You can see I've got these in order that we are going to install them. We've got the wing nut, a washer, then you're going to have this one of the legs here, then we'll do a nut, the large washer, another nut, and then the plastic foot. Now we're just going to take the washer, thread this down. Now that I've flipped those legs over the bracing, you can see that it sits much lower to the ground, which is going to give it more stabilization. Alright, I think that's a little bit too low for me clearance-wise. I don't think I'll be able to drive, so I'm going to bring it all the way up. There you go. That should give me enough ground clearance to work. Alright, so this whole unit, the wheels will rest on this bar right here. And the key with this bar is seeing these two holes. And this is where we're going to attach our handle to, okay? So it needs to install in this direction. You see it? So the C side is going down. Seems a little off to me. I've struggled with this one a few times, but I'm going to go based on what is recommended. And it shows it mounting on like this. But what's going to hold it all together is going to be this leveling peg here. And I'm just going to show you the order things go. You've got your wing nut, and they provide you with a spacer. a washer, and then this goes on the other underside like that. And then this whole unit here gets sandwiched in between these like this. So let's go ahead and assemble. Okay. So let's try it like this. You see how I've got this going through like there? I don't have enough hands here, but the blue spacer they gave me, I'm gonna go right there. Whoops. All right, and we want this to go all the way through to the bottom. All right, you feel it coming down through the bottom? Let's add a nut. Large washer. The other nut. And there we go. So this is our amount of movement we can do with this front pin. I would have liked more, but I guess they chose this just set of degrees for so I don't tip things over. But it does make it a little bit tricky maneuvering it. Okay. Now's the easy part, is just putting the wheels on and hoping I don't flip this off of the picnic table. One wheel. Two wheels. We'll put those cotter pins in, flat side towards the back of the wheel. Push it in and then rotate it 90 degrees to lock it on. Alright, and this last part's going to be easy. We are just going to attach the handle. And that's why we've got these two aimed up. They gave us a clovis pin and a cotter pin, so it's removable. They recommend that you store either with the handle upright or remove it, since they designed it to be removable. This way you don't create a tripping hazard for yourself or anybody else that's near your rig. Because this is black and it's difficult to see at night and we don't want any accidents. Alright, so let's get that in. Take the cotter pin and I'm just going to drop it in there and it's good to go. And now I've got a handle. So let's get this out on the pavement and see how it handles. This is pretty heavy to pull, and the turning radius is not that small. So it literally took me a 2-car pad driveway to get this to go full circle for me. But what I also found was interesting is I think this was made for short people. This handle needs to be at least another foot longer. You know, I'm not a tall person, about average for a female, but really short for a guy. So if you're 6 foot tall, your back is gonna hurt more than mine does pulling this. Okay, so I think one of the modifications I'll have to do real quick in the game is make this handle a bit longer. But now what I really want to know is this thing stable when I lower those leveling pegs? Let's go find out. Alright, so let's drill this guy down in the ground and see how stable it is. that's one. It's down in the ground. Let's try the others. Now I can see I'm going to lose these things real quick. Well folks, this is my JMI Wheeley, all complete with the modified 10-inch pneumatic wheels, which is perfect for this grass. The smaller wheels that you can get with the set are good for driveway. I had to remove the bottom little plastic grommets on the leveling pins. I dug it down into the ground. It's probably about 3 inches underground, which caused something that was very stable. I was really impressed with the stability of this. I remember to put my handlebar up. The handlebar is the only flaw that I really see. It's too short for me to pull because I'm having to bend over like this and pull it to get the momentum going. And I'm thinking about you taller guys out there, that might be a little difficult. So I need to find a way to modify it, or maybe I'll reach out to the folks that built this and see if they have another accessory that will lengthen the wheelie bar. Now, the wheelie bar comes with these little plastic end tips to cover the handlebar. What I have found is just in the nature of pulling this, I am pulling these off constantly, so I'm going to add a little bit of silicone to them to get them to stay on so I don't lose them. But overall, so far I'm really happy with this. I can't wait to get this underneath the stars and see how the guiding is with this and make sure there's no movement. Now today's a very windy day. It's cloudy out and I'm getting ready to head to the Peach State Stargaze, which I'm really happy about, but I've got a good bit of rain projected for the week so far. But there's a few nice days in there, and it's all about having fun with the other people who have like interests as you. So don't let the weather get you down. If you're planning on going, just come on out. There's a few of us that are going to be there all week, regardless, rain or shine. And I can't wait to meet all of you guys out there. Well, that's what I've got for you this week. You guys like my new shirt? I bought this off of Quev's The Lazy Geek YouTube channel. So really cool. He's got a really cool graphic here. I like this. I'm digging it. Thank you, Quev. Very ingenious, your logo here. So great job on it, guys. Pop over to his YouTube channel. Check them all out if you haven't heard of him. If you haven't heard of Quev the Lazy Geek, you guys must be living underneath a rock because he puts out videos like a maniac, all right? Go check him out. Great gear. Good job on the design. So guys, that's what I've got for you guys this week. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. And until then, I wish you guys great health, clearer skies than what I currently have because it is now drizzling out. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, y'all. So guys, am I cool enough to wear Astro gear from Quiv? Well, I don't know, but I sure hope he lets me join the Lazy Geek Order. Please? Pretty please? I bought the shirt. Does it count for anything?